Sparking Change with Gigi, a show that aims to make the world a better place by bringing together authentic minds. This show encourages each of us to be the change we wish to see in the world. Get ready to be inspired and join us on this journey to create a brighter future for all.
To Sparking Change with Gigi, and today's show we're going to be talking about how to embrace growth so that we can become a better version of ourselves. And our guest today is Nicole Whitty from Australia. I am so happy to bring her on board. Hello, Nicole. How are you?
Oh, good morning, Giovanna. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I wanted to, today's topic is really embracing change and how important it is. And I know you have your own journey. So please share with us your journey on how you embrace change and how we can help the audience kind of see how possible it is for them as well.
Thank you. I believe that it takes a lot of courage to embrace change and to even look at ourselves honestly with complete self-awareness, to be able to really truthfully see ourselves and see what we may need to change with our behavior, our thinking. We may need some help. We may need to ask for help. There's a lot of courage involved with change. I feel for myself, from my experience. I know that everyone has their own personal journey, of course.
Of course.
So, with myself, I ended up having postnatal depression with my son. Not long after having him, there was no issues with being a mum or with my son, anything. But personally, I actually suffered from depression for a while there, and it was pretty difficult. I realised that it was a lot of childhood things that most of us, we just get on with life. We just get on with things, and I didn't realize until I had my son that there were some things there that were still lingering from, childhood. And,
Right.
that inspired me to want to look at where I could get the real help, what could really help me to be a better mum. And it was all inspired by, my whole journey has been inspired by my son and my love for my son, and wanting to be a better parent.
It's you've taken the what I call the personal initiative to say I do need help. And most of the time, because we're so busy, we tend to put ourselves last. But embracing change and really making a decision that you can get help really takes a lot of strength to say it's time for change and commitment to yourself, that you're ready to embrace it. So I know you went into personal development, right? And so tell us your journey there.
I found different modalities over the years. I'd already been meditating for, since I was 15. I was blessed with a wonderful teacher as I was growing up that, helped me when, things were going on with my family. And, she taught me meditation, and, that was a really, really big game changer for me, learning breathing techniques and also, walking, doing healthy things as a response to difficult emotions and difficult things. So I was very blessed early on with those influences. And as I mentioned, when I had depression, I found some great therapists that were really wonderful that helped me to understand what was going on with me. I feel like, because you feel so lost when you first go through things or when things catch up with you.
Yes.
that it's really important to have someone that can explain it to you and give you an understanding, because it can be quite frightening when you're going through difficult emotions and not feeling like yourself, because that's part of change as well, isn't it? When
Of course, of course.
you don't feel like yourself, and that's what inspires it. So eventually I came across energy healing, and combining that with meditation and affirmations and exercise, walking, looking after myself. And I found those things gave me a huge amount of emotional relief.
Yes.
I also did, creative things. I did art. So, it was a combination of different things that I found helped me. And, it was a learning process. It was,
Of course.
through going through it myself. Everyone finds what works for them. My sisters, different family members found different things that worked for them. And that's why I have a very open mind with, whatever may have worked for me may not work for someone else. However, the things that I did find did save me, and it was really my spiritual connection as well, to God, to the universe, that
Yes.
really was it gave me strength and helped me to feel like uh, there was a deeper part of me that was trying to awaken. There was a deeper part of me
Mm-hmm.
trying to burst out of me through whatever I was going through.
Right.
And so over the years, from healing myself, I was learning how to do it, so I could do it for myself. And so I would practice on my family when they were going through things. My father passed away, so I was practicing on my mum, or helping my mum, because it gave her relief as well, with the
Yeah.
energy healing and the breathing and meditation. So we would just share this as family members, and I found it was giving my mum and my sisters a lot of relief, and myself, from being able to share these modalities. And so I guess that gave me a confidence that it
Sure,
worked.
because it brought peace within you, right? It brought the
Yeah,
peace where it calmed you down to really look at it from a different perspective versus just instead of looking at what's wrong with everything, you began to shift your perception of what do I need to learn from this,
yes,
right?
yes, yes,
So
and most
beautiful.
definitely. And that inner transformation, that inner journey that you go on, that can, be inspired by adversity, and
Yes.
things that you don't think that you can, or you don't know if you're going to get through. At the time, I didn't really know whether I was going to get through. I didn't know what would work. I think that's where most of us find ourselves. We think, is there a way out? Is there something that can truly help me? And we all search for it. We all look, don't we, for something that can
Absolutely.
help? Yeah,
Absolutely. And I do believe that when you make that commitment to yourself, that you will receive, resources, people come to you to help you go down that journey. We call it inner work and we understand what that means, but that's not something that is truly known around the world.
yeah,
Inner work is like, most people are not aware of that truly means about studying who we are and embracing who we are. Because I know now also through my adversity, we've we've learned that we do have a lot of potential within us, but we have to give ourselves grace and connect spiritually to really understand how much we can do versus how much we cannot do, right? Because
yeah,
when we're finding ourselves in a difficult situation, we look at everything that's going wrong. But if we can take that view and say, well, okay, what am I supposed to learn from here? Because the greater version of you is trying to come out. through the
Yes.
adversity that you're encountering, right?
Yes. Yeah. You're spot on, and that's what built up my faith in God and my belief in more, that there was more,
Yeah.
from going within and asking for guidance. Please show me how. Please show me if there's something I'm missing. Is there something that I'm thinking? Is there something that I'm doing? Is there anything within me that I need to change for my external world to change? And I was honest with myself and asking God to guide that, and then I'd get guided to the right person that would give me an answer. And it's like, all these stepping stones
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
that we seem to go on with the journey. To look back on it, it's quite mind blowing. It
I
really is.
agree. Steve Jobs says we can't connect the dots going forward, but we certainly can connect the dots going back. And when we do take a look at all the experiences we had going back and where we are today, the the biggest difference happened when we embraced spirituality and put God into the equation. Because I truly feel that we're so busy trying to take care of life that it's we think we have to do it all, and we forget that other component that says, "I'm with you. I'm here to help you.
Yeah,
Lean on me," because we're made to think that we have to become independent to do everything on our own.
yeah. And that's why I realised I did believe that I had to do it on my own before. I thought, well, and I think that's the most isolating. I think that's probably what creates the fear, is
Yes,
because we feel like we're completely alone. And when we get that connection, and I know lots of people that are listening to this, they relate,
sure.
because they've had their moments of faith and connection to God as well. And it's the only, like you said, it's the only thing that I feel really got me through, and guided me to what would work for me personally. So, you
Yes.
know, it has to be right. It has to be the right language for the person. And I was definitely open to exploring, and I didn't really know whether, I didn't know what energy healing could do. I didn't know whether, or meditation. I didn't know the extent of the blessings that it would give me over the years, and seeing how much it helped everyone around me. That's when other people were seeing the results in them, because
Mhm.
we were moving out of depression, and we were moving out of anxiety and being overwhelmed, and life was starting to change. And
Of
not
course.
for just me, but my whole family, when we were all sharing this, and other people were seeing it. And that's when people started asking me, can you please help me, Nicole? And of course, I'm a very generous and loving person. I have so much compassion for other people that have,
Yeah.
gone through things, obviously from going through things myself, that I just ended up helping lots and lots of people over the years, over the past 14 years now, and decided to create the Elysian Sanctuary here in the Adelaide Hills in South Australia,
Mhm.
to give people support and offer them healing as well, and give them a peaceful space where they can do that. So on the grounds here, we have beautiful gardens where people
Mhm.
can relax beforehand and after. And we incorporate, of course, with all the teachings I've learned from the Napoleon Hill Institute,
Sure.
uh, the mindset work as well, because that's what I found was missing. So it's like bringing a few different modalities together to get the results. So I find with the healing, it's helping to give that emotional relief, the mental relief, and release the stress out of the body. And then, sitting with someone and coaching them, and helping them to create a different mindset to, of course, create a different life from that point as well. So it's a really beautiful thing to be able to offer people.
It's so, it is, and I can relate as well because I went through my own training with energy healing, and I do know that once you embrace change, um, and you're accepting to trying something new, right? Because it's all about changing, learning something new to help you move forward where you're feeling stuck. And most of the time, we're feeling stuck is because we're not doing anything different, right? We're
Yeah,
doing the same thing over and over again, and we feel like it's a never ending, like you're going in circles, basically. But if you open your heart to receive and to learn something new, and you said you were curious, that is the biggest thing, because curiosity enables you to say, you know what, let me try it, versus no, this is what we're told, this is the way it's got to be done. And I truly feel that there's another way if you really want it, if you really want the change, right, to
yes,
embrace it. So I myself, when, like I said, I went into energy healing with my adversity of just going through cancer. Like, I needed to shift those emotions. I needed to be more in control of myself, because obviously when you get diagnosed with an illness, you're just like, you feel like you have no control. And when something like this, when you hear about energy healing, you're like, you know what? I need to try it. I need to do something different because I want different results. So you get into a mindset where you create a belief, because it really comes down to, what do you believe? Your beliefs are really driving your decisions and your outcome.
most definitely. And that's what I found with the because I started to see with the different people, with like my family, my sisters and I, that because we trusted each other and we believed in each other, we believed in God, we believed that things could get better, and that was the game changer. And I realized there was, through the experience, that was the, it was like an energy that was required
Yes.
for
Yes.
the transformation to occur. It's
Yes.
amazing, isn't it?
So beautiful. And to feel it within, right? To feel that energy force, that you truly feel like there's something within you that's giving you that peace, that, like you said, you feel like the healing is happening. The healing is happening because when you come out of it, there is a sense of calmness. There is a sense of, you know, we are we are meant to heal, self heal first, and then we can go out and get what we need. But most of the time, we don't trust that. We don't trust ourselves. And I truly feel that that is part of, because of the experiences we had in life, because of, what we've studied and what we were told. But if we can step out of that position and get into a position of, I am in charge of my life, I do want change. And like you said, the big word was trust, right? Trust that there is something bigger than you that wants the same for you.
Uh, it's so powerful. It's, yeah, it's, definitely, it's almost like saying it in words doesn't give it justice.
No, no, you
It's
have to
kind
feel it.
of, yeah, the experience of it is life-changing, and that's what built up my faith,
Hmm.
as well over the years of seeing, especially doing this work for 14 years, seeing the transformation in people and, physical ailments healing, from healing subconscious emotions and thinking, and transforming the energy, and the relief that people receive. And also this, I was reflecting on it the other day, just this deep intimacy and rapport that you find that you have with people as well. it's so moving. It's so it is such a deep heart connection that you create with people, and I feel like that's what people need too. They feel like they need someone that they can really connect to, and as we said, trust with that, and it really can create. Obviously nothing. In Napoleon Hill teachings, he's got an expression of what miracles are, but for the general public, what we call a miracle, is when we have a moment where someone is in one state and then they literally shift to another, and it seems
Right.
like a miracle.
And all they did was really connect to their inner self, to their higher self,
Their true
uh,
self,
their true self.
connected to God. Yes,
So
amazing.
beautiful. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back, and maybe you can share some stories, some great stories of people who embraced the energy healing and what great results they had in their life. Because I think this is
That
such
would
an
be my
important
pleasure.
thing. So we'll be right back, everyone.
Thank you.
Now, the vast majority, approximately 95% of the people of all countries, go around and around without aim or purpose. They drift with the circumstances of life, good or bad.
A drifter is one who permits himself to be influenced and controlled by circumstances outside of his own mind.
Whereas the successful individuals create their own circumstances and ride them to victory.
When you're on purpose, you're living on purpose. You will never quit if you have a real purpose.
A burning desire to be and to do is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. But what I have done has been recorded, it's been tested, it's being taken to a free world, and it's going to benefit millions of people who are not yet born.
And it's going to benefit millions of people who are not yet born. We're some of those people that we're spreading this to the world. As your awareness grows, the doubt is gone so that you can manifest whatever it is your heart desires. Isn't that beautiful?
Absolutely love that commercial.
Yeah, it's just really, really impactful, isn't it?
Totally. And as we're going to step into some stories, but it's having a burning desire, like it said, having a burning desire. What is it that we really want for ourselves? And do not stop until, take action until we get what we want. Sometimes because of fear, doubt, worry, we let go of our dreams, right? And whether we're talking about your health, or we're talking about having that job or that house, or it's really trusting yourself. And it comes down to like our beliefs. What do we believe? Why can't we achieve what we really want to achieve? And that is because of, I feel from my own experience, is from past experiences. Didn't have enough confidence in myself, or doubted myself because of all the other experiences that I had, or if I failed at something, thinking I'm going to fail again. But these were all stepping stones. These are all stepping stones to become the better version of who I am. And only through studying, only through truly understanding and continue to learn and read and study, do I understand that now. Right?
Yes, it's amazing what it inspires, isn't it?
Oh,
We ask a question and we get all this growth and answers come through. It's a phenomenal experience.
totally. I remember I'm certified in what's called the emotion code. And
Okay,
our emotions truly guide us to our actions, right? We know that.
most
And
definitely.
if
Yeah.
we don't like our actions, or we don't like the results, we really have to go back and say, well, why are we feeling this way? And this is the inner work that, through energy work, you help and hold a space, that sacred space, that we can really discover what is holding us back, what emotions are, blocked in our system, our energetic body, because, that's another thing that, becomes, for me, becoming aware that I had an energetic body. I was like, what is that? So I had to go through learning what that really was and understanding how that truly controls how I feel and what actions I take. So, yeah, let's
Wow.
talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. To even have that realization, it takes it takes a deep self-awareness, doesn't it? And our body and our minds are they're our bodies, they're our energy bodies, aren't they? Our mental body, our
Yeah.
physical body, they're always communicating with us, and a lot of the time it's being still enough. And I think that's where meditation, or even, even if you don't meditate, even if you go for walks and you're out in nature, you just have some time to yourself, and you can hear yourself. You can hear your body expressing the emotions through your heart. You can hear the narratives, the things that you're saying to yourself, and the memories that are floating through your mind as well when you're going through. And because that's what a lot of people don't talk about. They don't talk about the going through part. And I feel like it's really important for people to address that, because the truth is that we are experiencing a lot of the emotions, as you're saying, that have been stored with the narratives and beliefs into the subconscious. So, we may go, I want to feel more confident, or I would like to get a job, or, I would like to find love. We may think of what we would like, and that thought vibration travels out to the quantum field, out to, the universal energies, and flows back to us. And we inevitably see everything that's not that vibrational match. And that's what I love about doing the work with the Napoleon Hill Institute, because we're able to unravel with the energy healing and with the mindset work. We're able to unravel those emotions to find the beliefs, the narratives, and the real deep subconscious things that are really not our true selves, that are giving us the illusion that we're all these things that we're not. And it's an amazing journey to be able to experience that with a client and see them come out the other side. I've seen, it depends, because you can apply this work to anything. That's what I love about it. It depends on the person's individual circumstances, of course. So I've worked with people from, physical illness all the way through to, mental health and, different things over the years. There's been lots of experiences with seeing people coming out the other side, physical symptoms, illnesses healing, and then also their relationships, their marriages, their relationship to themselves, and finding their true self is the greatest honor to be able to guide people to, is back to themselves, and be able to see them flourishing and really feeling that connection with their true self is a really important thing. If that's what someone wants to do. I find that when they're unraveling all the things that they're not, it ends up, surfacing eventually anyway.
Right.
But yeah, it's been beautiful to, and I actually, I sit and I reflect sometimes and have tears, because it's amazing to be able to have such a beautiful impact on people's lives and help them. When we had the fires here in Australia in 2019 and 2020, I had CFS officers come to see me, and, obviously they had a huge amount of trauma from everything that they saw from the fires with people and animals, and just the devastation across Australia when that was happening, and to be able to give them relief and help them to move through that. So, they weren't, sort of stuck in the trauma, because, a lot of them were having nightmares and feeling overwhelmed, anxious. They weren't themselves, obviously, with being in that kind of environment and serving and doing such a great service to Australia. Being able to then use my skills to be of service to them after all the great work was a true honour. And I'm still in contact with.
I was going to say, you probably made very long-lasting friends, right? Doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Still
Of
in
course.
contact with those beautiful people, and they're going well now, and they've moved on with their lives, which is what it's all about.
Exactly, exactly. And that's you hit it on the nose. When people go through trauma, they get stuck in that, and the emotions from that trauma kind of dictate their life until they get help from it. And it's, there's a saying here, we just shove it underneath the rug, right? We just put it underneath oh, I forgot about that. It's done. It's over with. But truthfully, energetically, no, it's not done and it's not over with, because that is what's holding you back from taking that next step in your life. And again, through studying, through understanding, to become aware that there is so much more that we don't know, because this is not something that is studied in school. This is something that it only comes through you going through a self-discovery, saying, asking the questions, why and why and why, until you get the answers that you're looking for, and not giving up. Because, I see life so precious now. I see life so precious with what I went through. And I know there is so much more that life can offer us if we tap in to the higher self, if we tap into your true potential.
And also seeing as you were saying, Giovanna, look at the blessings that you're creating now from what you went through.
Yeah.
And what's been inspired from that, and being able to take yourself through that transition, obviously with different people that helped you along the way as well. And that's what I found for me is I realized that if I didn't have the depression and the anxiety and have my son and have all those experiences of grief and loss with my father, and if that didn't, or if that all that stuff that happened at the time that I thought my life was just so I was so devastated.
Yes.
And so lost. And I look back and think, if I didn't find my way, all these other people that I've now helped over the past 14 years and helping now, none of them would have received what I offer if I didn't allow myself to find a way to help myself as well. So it's a beautiful thing. And I don't even see it as me either. I don't see it as that it's me doing any of it. I feel like it's God, it's consciousness working through each of us in different areas of the world, and we're all blessing each other with love and kindness and compassion, and whatever life experience we've got that may help and assist that other person at the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Part of the energy work that I also do is to help people really, shift their beliefs about things that they can do and what they can't do, right? And when you take, a combination of what we study with Napoleon Hill and finding their purpose. And I talk about seeing the light bulb go off when they actually do connect to their passion, their purpose, their gifts. It's something that I know for myself. Like, I feel their joy probably more than they feel their joy.
That's such a blessing.
Right? It is such a blessing, because now it's their turn, and it becomes like a ripple effect, because like you said before, whoever helped me, now I'm sharing that love and that joy with others. And this is how we get the satisfaction of this love and joy is by helping others find that gift, find that um, that love that they have within them, right? Because there's so much noise going on outside of us that is so easy to lose focus. You know, we're talking about having a goal, having a purpose, and that is to keep you in alignment with your higher self, with what you're meant to do and what you're meant, you know, the gifts that you bring to this world. Just everyone has them, but not everyone wants to go through change to find them, you know?
And also, as we were talking about earlier, letting go of all the things that we're not,
Yes.
and being able to surrender and allow and just realize this isn't serving me anymore. And I find even with some people that I work with, it's the environments that they're in too,
Yeah.
or the different people that are around them. And it's not, telling people to eradicate everyone from your life or anything like that. It's just the influences, and when you have that awareness in yourself, even from observing other people
Right.
and seeing how those influences affect that person's life, and go, wow, I need to look at myself. What am I surrounding myself with?
Right.
What kind of people am I talking to, engaging with? What environments am I in? And how is that influencing and affecting me too? As Napoleon says,
Yeah.
guard your mind.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we are five, you know, take the most people that the five of the most people we hang around with, we actually start to get their habits, get their
Oh
beliefs, right?
yeah.
So it's like guard your mind and guard the people that you're hanging around with, because either they're with you or against you, right? And taking
Yeah,
note of
it's
that.
very conflicting. It's very conflicting, isn't it, for a lot of people? And I understand that, I had to make some choices for myself too,
Yeah.
which is why I am, further along in my journey now. I had to admit that I had outgrown some connections that I, had from childhood, or, through my teen
Right.
years. And I wasn't the same person anymore. It's okay to admit, that I'm not this person anymore. And we obviously needed to be around each other, back then or whatever, but it's okay. I can still love them where they are,
Mm-hmm.
and I can choose me. I'm allowed to choose me. I'm allowed to say that I'm worthy and valuable enough to choose me, and to seek people that are going to uplift me, support me, elevate me, love and respect me. And of course I'm giving this in return, and being able to grow into that kind of life
Yeah,
as
that's
as I've
beautiful.
evolved, has been a, a life changing experience, and so beautiful to be able to have those cherished connections where you got true connection, not wound bonding, not wound
Right.
connections, but um, complementing each other's, beauty of God's light that comes through people's hearts when you've come out the other side. And it doesn't mean that you can't still help people and interact with people that are, struggling, and help them. But it's like for your own, to be in that space and to hold that space for others. It's like you need that foundational surroundings and people around you to be able to be the person that helps as well. That's what I've found.
Yes. No, so beautifully said, because we know that if we can't give from a cup that's empty, right? We have to fill up our cup first. And you said it so nicely, is that we need to go through this self-discovery of knowing that we are worthy. And we do come first, because we can't possibly give what we don't have. And a lot of us don't have it because of the trauma, the experiences, or not believing that we're worthy enough to receive it. And these are all subconsciously stored, right? And we need to shift that energy that is in the subconscious mind. And I tell you, even for me, knowing and learning from the Napoleon Hill Institute, what an eye opener it is to know that we have so much power to really, we have to do the work. You have to do the work and go through the process of trusting yourself that on the other side of this are the rewards that are meant to be yours, and trusting that. And again, it's doing the work, studying, and giving yourself that grace that it's okay to change. It's okay to put yourself first, because some people will look at it as that's an ego thing, right? No, your family comes first, or your husband comes first, or your daughter comes first, and you're like, wait a minute. But if I don't have it to give it to them, then I'm really doing a disservice.
Yeah, and I like most people, I did that already. I already put myself on the back burner. I already put myself last. I already did that, and it got me nowhere. It hurt, and I realized that that was a coping mechanism to try to get love as a child through my childhood. Put myself last. Always serving everyone else in a way that was unhealthy. And I found you're so spot on with that. It has to be self-love so I can love others. Take care of me so I can take care of others. And that's what that balance was what was missing when I was younger. And I found through the healing journey and self-exploration, self-awareness journey,
Yes.
I was able to realize that it's okay to love me. It's okay to be a living example of what this is that inspires others. That's what I realized, is that it inspires others by doing it yourself. And that's a true blessing. I know for my son, which I'm grateful. My son's 26 now, so I'm really grateful that I did choose that when he was young, because he has all of these perspectives ingrained in him now, and it's giving him strength and him direction in his life, and he's finding his true self and being honest with himself, because he's seen his mum be honest, and that's what I found as well through the journey, is being truthful with oneself.
Yes.
It's an imperative thing, and not going into pretending to be things or lying to myself, but being really honest and going, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I've actually, and being really aware that I was actually creating an identity around my suffering and whatever I went through.
Of course, no, I can totally relate, because
Yeah.
I
And releasing that identity was really powerful.
yes, and I was born in Italy, so I can totally understand. And when I came here from Italy to the U.S., I created a new identity because I didn't want people to know I came from Italy, right? Because I was being made fun of, and being Italian, not knowing how to speak English, and being an immigrant, and all of that. I wanted to hide it, but that was my true self. That was
Yes.
so. I went to change my name from Giovanna to Joanne. I wanted people not even to
Wow.
call me Giovanna, because Giovanna was known as Italian. My sister, her name was Maddalena. She changed it to Marilyn because
Wow.
she didn't want to be known as Maddalena as well, right? So we
Yeah.
went to childhood and school, going to school, just having to change who we were. And here it is, many moons later, we went back to who we are meant to be. And We went through a lot of hardship because we weren't who we were meant to be. We became
Yeah.
someone else to fill that gap or that void or to fit in. And I look back and I go, wow. And now I'm so grateful because I can point that out in someone else, right? You can
Yeah. You can see it in others because you've gone through it yourself. Yeah.
exactly. And I truly feel we don't suffer for no reason. We don't go through pain and suffering and adversity for no reason. It is to win, to come out winning, to become a better version of ourselves. And now that adversity, because many people are going through it, we're not special. We all go through adversity. And now we use that as a learning tool to lift other people up, to know that, hey, listen, if I did it, you can do it. We're not different. We're
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
And that's why I love what we do at Napoleon Hill and what we're studying. And it's really helping people to see you're meant for more. You're meant for big goals, big things, right? But we don't see that because of what we have done in the past, what experiences we had in the past that has become like more dominant than what we want. We're letting our past dictate our future, and
And we really don't have to. I think it was Joe Dispenza. He talks about having one long emotional reaction. And I heard that, I was like, wow, that's what I did.
yeah,
For a while there, I had a really long emotional reaction. I carried that thing for how many years, and I didn't have to.
right.
And you can understand people being stuck in those loops because, of course, we've been there ourselves. And thank you for sharing that powerful story with your childhood and how even coming into, those different cultural experiences and how you think you can't be yourself because you're in a different environment, and how much pain that causes in
Ah,
the long term. It's, wow, Giovanna, that's
and you
I
can't.
really felt that when you
Thank
said
you.
that. I really felt that.
Um, you can't continue to do that. Eventually, your mind and your body, right? Because your mind creates the feelings and emotions in your body, and then your body expresses itself. And like you said, you go through depression, you go through because you are truly not yourself.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's why the body begins to break down. I studied and I love him, Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Yes.
Right? He is my idol, I tell you. And I never forget, he said, it's not the snake bite that kills you, it's the venom that you keep inside, right? So when
Wow.
I looked back and I did my inner work, it was like, okay, what caused that venom? That
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
led me to be sick and get and be part of my cancer, because I know I got the cancer because I wasn't, my mind was just holding on to things that were no longer serving me. And when I
Yeah.
did that work and then released those energies around that, that became the miracle work. That became the work of releasing and sparking that change within me. It's like now I am a new person. I know I'm not what I was before. And that is it's a mindset. It's a mindset that, you are now looking at yourself like a bird's eye view. Like you're looking down and you're like, oh my God, look what happened to me.
Yeah.
Look how I changed and look at who I am now. And I don't know, it's such a beautiful experience knowing that there is a way to get unstuck. But you
And
got
that's the
to
gift of change, isn't it? That's
yeah,
finding that seed of success like Napoleon talks about. And,
yes,
and I can see that in you, Giovanna. You're exuding this beauty because you've gone through this uh, growth and change within yourself, like you said, from doing the inner work and you're sharing this with other people to inspire them. What greater gift could you give everyone? It's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. But we're all meant to do that, right? We're all meant to take it to the next level and not
Yeah.
keep it. It's like you have the recipe to success, and we do, and Napoleon Hill, the laws of success and all the studying that we're doing, it's really tapping into go after your dreams. Don't let the past hold you back. Do this work, study, tap into that better version of yourself, because you can do anything you want. I say we're the only ones that put the brakes on. We can take the
Yeah,
brakes off and we can put the
yeah.
brakes on.
Well, we're just introducing it here in Australia this year, with the Napoleon Hill Institute and the work that we're doing. That
Beautiful.
you and I know we're on we go on the training calls, and we receive all of the amazing wisdom and
Yeah.
coaching ourselves to be great coaches ourselves and to be able to help people. And I've found in the past 9 months since I've been sharing this material with other people here in Australia,
Yeah.
the changes in people's lives has been so drastic and
Great.
so, oh my goodness, I've seen people that I've known for years that felt stuck, that their whole lives have turned around for the better, financially, with their businesses, with their marriages. I even had one client that, their child was hurting themselves. And when I was working with the parents, they were sharing the material and, shifting the mindset with their daughter, and from them doing specific things in their home, then their daughter started to build confidence in herself. So she's come out the other side and she's
Yeah.
doing well. And it's just the ripple effect of how absolutely, uh, you know, the power of the gift of God through this work, that blesses everyone astounds me.
Yes. Yes. And and it astounds us because it's almost like if we only knew this when we were younger,
Yeah.
you know, you had, the gift of teaching your son. I mean, what an impact is he going to make on this world now that he knows this work, and he knows what you're doing, and the joy that we get from it, the joy to watch someone else grow and just change not only themselves, but change the world. Like we're changing the world, because everyone who, that spark within them, they're going to spark someone else. They're going to spark
That's
someone
right,
else.
that's right, and I sparked my son.
You
Yeah.
definitely did. You
He
definitely did.
helps people too now, and, yeah, it's I've used the word beautiful so many times, but it's all beautiful. It's just
It is.
absolutely beautiful to see the gift get passed on, and like you said, inspires whoever receives it, and then they inspire other people, and the
It's a
ripple
gift
just
that keeps
keeps on
giving.
going through the world.
Yeah, it's a
That's what's
gift that
about.
keeps giving, right?
Yes, 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 most
Totally. And well, anyway, I want to truly thank you. Any golden nugget that, I mean, you said a lot, but any golden nugget you want to leave the audience with?
Follow your heart.
Mm.
Really listen to your heart, and as Giovanna and I were saying throughout this, uh, sharing, really go back to your true self. Go back to your joy, your true self, and the love of yourself, love of life, and give that to the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us today at Sparking Change with Gigi. I appreciate you immensely. I know we're here to do great work and really help people to see that they are worthy to receive anything they want. They just have to do the inner work. Doing the inner work is connecting to source, connecting to infinite intelligence, and connecting to God. This is what we call it. And know and trust that they're being guided. They're being guided to bigger and better things, and they deserve the best. So I appreciate you. And if anyone wants to reach you, they can find you on Facebook.
Yes, at the Elysian Sanctuary Holistic Center for Peace and Wellbeing. And that's where all of our clients, everything for us has been word of mouth over the years. And so, that's where we are on social media there. Thank you, darling.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, everyone, for joining Sparking Change with Gigi. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me on Sparking Change with Gigi. I hope that our episode today has ignited a spark within you to create positive change in your own life and in the world around you. To learn more about how you can become a guest or supporter, head over to sparkingchangenow.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing, sharing, and leaving a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to me, and it helps me to continue producing content that sparks change in each of us and the world. You can find us on various platforms, including Google Play Store, Apple App Store, YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Android TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to having you join me again next week on Sparking Change with Gigi.